All right, we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris. This is We Love Comics. And while I'm waiting for people to see that I am live, I just discovered something from the Holy Grail comic that I did an unboxing for yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, you might want to watch that first, or you could just watch here if you don't want to watch two videos. I completely understand. But I just read something on the slab, and I'm wondering, this is an error variant. And I wonder if it's a one-of-a-kind piece or if there's any others that have this, because I actually, after I saw this, and I didn't realize it because it's in such small print, I didn't see it until I looked closer after I did the video yesterday. I actually looked online to see every graded version of this comic, and not one other graded comic says what I'm about to show you on this. So this could end up being something absolutely amazing if it's a one-of-a-kind error piece for a Silver Age Holy Grail comic. So while I'm waiting for people to come in, let's give a shout out to my Patreon members. We have 12 Patreon members. If we get to 20, I'm going to be doing some contests. So if you become a Patreon member of mine by going to patreon.com/WeLoveComics and contribute even the bare minimum, which is $2 a month, your name will be placed on this list, and I'll give a shout out every single video I do. If you'd prefer to have a social network or something else for me to mention instead of just your first name, just let me know. I have no problem doing that. So let's give a shout out to our Patreon members. Carl, Sith, Scott, Michael B, Kevin W, James R, Herbert R, Dan L, Kim N, Annabelle N. If you have a Facebook page, which I'm sure everybody does, go check out Darth Bleak at Stephen L. Turk Author on his Facebook page. And we're doing a contest. I did a video 2 days ago where he's going to be giving away a signed copy of his book to one lucky winner by watching that video and going through all the details. So check him out. Go to Stephen L. Turk Author on Facebook and tell him We Love Comics sent you. And then last but not least, if you have Instagram, go check out Silver Age Surfer _comics on Instagram and tell him also We Love Comics sent you. He lets me know every time somebody messages him. As you can see here, I'm not going to go through the list. You can pause it if you want to check it out later. If we get at least 20 paid members every month, I'm going to be doing giveaways starting at that time. So we need 8 more people to make that happen. And then as it grows, there'll be bigger and better prizes that I give away. So again, there's no minimum other than the minimum requirement to join anybody's Patreon, which is $2 a month. But you get a one entry for every $2 that you apply to your We Love Comics monthly Patreon account. So the more you put in, the more chances you'll get each month. And even if you win one month, if you're still a paid member the next month, you still are entered into the contest. So it's not like if you win once, you're not allowed to win anymore. So I'll keep it going as long as we have a minimum of 20 paid members. So let's see if we can get it up to 20. Even though I got one of these books you see on the screen, I absolutely would get another one if somebody wants to do a trade. But I'm looking for any of these comics to acquire via trade. It's a way to save money because neither party has to have cash to be able to buy a multi-thousand-dollar book. Don't have to worry about taxes because, like I said, I paid over $300 in taxes on this book that I just unboxed yesterday. So you're saving literally hundreds of dollars in taxes, and you don't have to report it to the government because they cannot tax you on traded items. So if you know anybody that has these books or you have an extra copy and you'd like some of my collection to do that trade, contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. All right. So let's see who we got in the live chat. We got Dan Lewis, welcome. We got Brian Norman, welcome. And as you can see here, if you want to check out my mystery boxes, I sell those. I put the link in the live chat. It's also in the description. Anywhere from a $25 basic package up to a $5,000 platinum package where you will definitely get some key books. If you want to see some other YouTubers that have ordered from me, just go to YouTube and type in We Love Comics Mystery Box. You'll see a couple of people, and you could see what kind of comics that people will get from what they order from me. So with that being said, let's put on the video camera, and I want to see if you guys can help me with a little homework, because like I said, when I noticed this, I went on eBay and looked at every single graded comic and not one of them said what this one says on it. So I'm going to show you. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Try and zoom in. It might not focus. It's probably not going to. The second line is what's most important. And by the way, I'm going to absolutely get this cracked open because I actually like this. I wish more companies would do this. CBCS has a QR code, and if you scan that code, it takes you directly to their website. So you can not only verify that, the comic is in here that's supposed to be in here and the grade and everything is supposed to be the way it is, but they also gave graders notes. And I noticed closely when they talked about the graders notes, all the way up and down the spine, you're not probably going to be able to see it, but there are wrinkles and indents and creases all up and down the spine on the back. See, I don't know if you can see a couple right there, but they do not break color. It is all the way up and down the spine. I saw a CGC 1.8 that's for sale on eBay that has tape all around the edges. It's like literally trashed. This one is so much better than a 2.5. And with those non-color breaking creases all the way up and down the spine, this book could potentially get a 3.5 to maybe even a 4.5. So I am absolutely, after I read those graders notes, I am absolutely going to be sending this in to PGX to get regraded and pressed and dry cleaned. And even if it came back a 3.0, that's just another grade bump higher. I'll take it. But like I said, with that much non-color breaking creases on the back, you're talking it can go up a full grade and a half. So I'm going to be cracking this open and sending it to get graded. But here's what this says. And I want to know if anybody owns this book. Am I the only one that now is the owner of this? Because this person didn't even mention it when they sold it. Because it's in such small print. It says that on the last panel of the story of this book, Thor's name is misspelled. So they actually spelled it on the last page, Thorr. So that would actually technically make this an error variant. Now, it's not a major error, but still an error. Now, I don't know if that's every book or it just happened to be in this particular book. If that's the case, this ends up being a one-of-a-kind piece, which would make this that much more valuable. Because like I said, I looked on eBay and checked every single sold and unsold version that was graded of this book, and not one of them made that statement, which means, one, it doesn't exist on theirs, or two, the grading company didn't notice it. Now, all of the other Journey into Mystery 83s are all CGC books. So there's only one of two possibilities. Either this is the only one or one of few that has that error, and the others just don't have it, or CGC never noticed it and never put it as a notification like stated here. So I would be very interested if anybody maybe has a raw copy of this book. If they look on the back panel and the last panel and see if theirs actually misspells Thor, or if this is something that happened in every book. So, like I said, again, if you look at this, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I don't like the CBCS labels that much. I mean, especially for somebody old like me that really needs glasses but's too stubborn to get them. I couldn't read that. So I actually had to zoom in to notice it. And when I checked on eBay and saw the selling and not selling, this is the only one that mentions it. Now, Baron says they all have that error. Now, do you know that for a fact? Because like I said, no other grading slab of that book says it. So I'd be very curious as to if somebody could show me if they have a raw copy, maybe do a video and open it up. I mean, it's not a major big deal if it does, because I'm happy with this book regardless. But I just thought that was interesting that this is the only graded version of this book that I saw that actually mentions it. Baron says, look at the facsimiles. I'll have to check. The problem is, especially with eBay, they're usually only going to tend to show just the front and back cover and maybe the centerfold if you're lucky. They usually don't do stuff like that, but I'll check it out. So, Baron, if that's true, I appreciate you reporting it. And like I said, even if that's not the case, I'm not going to be upset about that. I just thought that was quite interesting and thought I'd bring it to people's attention. Another thing that's weird, because they said there's a substance on here, and it's hard to see, but it literally looks like, because this is like it's got like a glitter to it. It's almost like if you've seen one of those cars that has like that rusty paint, like that brown paint with the sparkles in it. So it looks like somebody might have dropped some nail polish, because it's not going to pick up on the camera. But I thought when I saw the picture of this, I thought that was a hole punch, but it's actually just a circle that's this rust-colored, sparkly substance. So I don't know if that could be removed or not, or if it's stuck there, I don't want to rip it, so it's not that big of a deal. But again, I'm going to get this absolutely regraded because of the fact that all the way up and down the spine here, there's a lot of non-color breaking creases. Again, it's not really going to pick up, unfortunately. So this book could absolutely, so you could see it here more than anywhere else, but those do not break color. So pressing could absolutely improve this book. So I am definitely going to be getting this sent in because, hey, even if it comes back at 2.5, at least I know. But like I said, with the amount of, and in the front, you're probably not going to be able to see it, but there's a slight indent going all the way up and down the spine. See if you could pick it up, because it's very slight. Yeah, it's probably not going to pick it up. But there's a slight indent, which means it starts at this point, all the way up from this point, which means somebody at some point put other comics on it. So it's all the way down, which means a pressing would absolutely bring this up. Now, I had the graders notes because, like I said, you could scan this QR code. So it does confirm it's a Journey into Mystery 83. It's a 2.5 cream to white pages. So everything about this is legit. But they also give the complete graders notes, and it didn't state any damage inside. So, I mean, look at this cover. I mean, yes, there are chippings, some fairly decent chippings along this edge. Now, it's just along, I believe, this edge. Because you could see on the top, no chipping. The spine. Now, there is a little piece missing at the top. But the bottom, and I'll show you the back. This book looks much better than a 2.5. I mean, there's no rips, there's no tears, there's no missing pieces. And with the indent along the spine, with a bunch of creases that do not break color, I doubt something like this and this whatever stain is, I doubt that's going to be the reason for a 2.5. And that little bit of, they drew a box for whatever reason. I mean, those are the only two major defects, along with, like I said, you could see there's little bits and pieces missing along the edge, but that shouldn't warrant a 2.5. I think it's the fact that along the spine on the front and back, there's an indent and some creases along the back, several of them, but they don't break color. So whoever graded this book did not get it pressed. And I'll tell you, one of the things I highly recommend, no matter what company you get your books graded, if you get them graded, get your books pressed. Because if this came back a 4.5, maybe even a 5, because again, there's no subscription crease, there's no quarter page missing. If this, let's say this came back a 5, that's a $10,000 book. And that's as of now, and they're going to be doing a Thor 4 movie. I mean, anything can change, but they're planning on having Chris Hemsworth reprise the role. So I'm blown away by this. So even if it ends up that thing that I mentioned is not one of a kind and it's in every single book, I'm okay with that. But that's why I make videos like this because, I mean, obviously, I wasn't, well, I mean, cracking this open just to see it wouldn't matter anyway, because that would just confirm that this book has it. I don't have any other copies, so the best I can do is look online. And when I didn't see any others, this is the next best place. So, Baron, you could be 100% correct. And if that's the case, I can live with it, but I think that's cool that, you know, I would have never known about that if CBCS didn't put that on the label, because CGC, there are about 20 of these graded that have been sold or on for sale on eBay, and none of them mention it. So, hey, it's worth taking the chance on. So, Baron, thank you for that. I guess we'll find out, but I said either way, for what I paid for it and the fact that I now own the first appearance of Thor, never had this book in my life, I'll be happy with it. Baron says, "What did you trade, Chris?" Oh, this one I didn't trade for this. I actually bought it. So if you watch the video that I did yesterday, I give the full details. But unfortunately, I haven't done a trade yet. I'm trying to do one, but the price I got for this, I couldn't complain, especially since, like I said, I actually had to borrow the money, half of it from my wife and basically the other half from my mother. And my mother ultimately said after she gave me the money, she's like, just keep it. I'm not going to, make you pay it back. And I said, no, I can't do that. Let's do something. And we made it so this is my wedding anniversary gift, my birthday present, and my Christmas present. So $2,400 off of what I originally was, what I got this for, which was, by the way, about $1,000 or $2,000 less than what anybody else has bought this for in that grade on eBay. So watch the video if you get the chance. So yeah, I'm looking to do some trades. I haven't made a trade yet, but I'm not going to give up. So if you want to critique my AI art, that's awesome. If you want to become one of my Patreon members, just go to patreon.com/we love comics, get your name up on this board, a shout out every video. And if we can get up to 20 paid members, as you could see right here before you, there's a whole bunch of giveaways that I'm going to start doing. The first month we get 20 paid members. So hopefully you will check that out. So let's do today's surprise subscriber shout out. Baron, because you were the one that gave the information, I'll have to verify it. But Baron, you are today's surprise subscriber shout out. Followed by, you know what? There's not a lot of people in here. So we're going to go Dan Lewis, Brian Norman, Rodney Hansen, and Baron Segan, and Punisher XS. All of you are today's surprise subscriber shout outs, which means if you end up having a YouTube channel and you want to post a link to your YouTube video or your YouTube channel, you could post that in the comment section once this uploads. If you don't have that or you'd prefer to do a link to one of your social networks, you can do that instead. Or if you sell anything that's on Amazon, Etsy, any of those places, and you want to do a link to that instead, I'll leave it up to you to decide which one you prefer. Doesn't have to be comic book related, but those are going to do the best. It does have to be suitable for all audiences. I will not promote like prank channels and adult content. So that will not be approved if you put a link like that. So if you do post a link, it will not show up right away. It will go directly to spam. This keeps trolls and spammers from putting inappropriate links onto my channel. So if you see a link in the comment section, it means that I did verify that it will take you where it says it does, and it will be suitable for all audiences. Like I always say, if you post the link, make sure you introduce yourself. Tell people if they click on the link where it's going to take them. Let them know about that so they can, have more an incentive to click. If you just post a link, most people are just going to ignore it with no incentive. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Like I said, even if that doesn't happen, and that is the case, that it's not a one-of-a-kind piece and it's in every book, hey, you got to check. That's the only way you find out. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Always appreciate you watching my videos. Hopefully you'll check out others. If you haven't, hit subscribe, hit the like button or dislike. I'll leave that up to you. And I'll have another video soon. So thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. And don't forget, say it with me. It is not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful day. And don't forget to have your troll.